Hello, Namaste. This is Neeraj here once again, and welcome back to my channel Neeraj Shah Stock Analyst. So, in today's video, I would want to discuss regarding the long-term trend of crude oil, which is of I think everybody's interest. So, let's start with that. If you have noticed, I would like to tell you that in last 6 months the crude oil has been trending upward slowly, and if you look at all the data, weekly data coming out from USA, because US reports every week this inventory data, it is continuously declining. Okay, so and one another interesting aspect of crude oil is that if I have observed that chart, and if you look at that, then before 2020, the base price, or what do you call that, bottom used to be, $60 around. It was a bottom where that support, what do you call that, support for the crude oil was $60 per barrel. And from after 2020, with all these things, what has happened in last 2 years, and particularly in 1 year, that base has moved to $75. So the $75 remains kind of support price. So whenever the crude touches $75, which comes down to that, some kind of measures always are announced by OPEC plus, Saudi, Russia, UAE, something they always come out and they declare some kind of production cuts. So they have been, if you look at, see all these activities now, you can see in the chart very well that that something is happening. So I looked at this trading chart of this crude oil, and I can see that they have been very much activism about maintaining the crude oil prices. I mean, Saudi has become the proactive in at least in maintaining this the price range, or what do you call that? It should not go to what it had happened in the aftermath of COVID immediately, where the price had gone into the kind of a zero also. If you see, it actually price had touched $0. So that is the kind of situation they want to avoid. So you must be knowing that in 1 month before that, in August, they had announced that there will be a production cut additional of 1 million barrels per day by Saudi Arabia. So in September, they will extend it to September. So very likelihood, what I understand is that in now also in some days you will see that some kind of conference is there. They will continue that, prolong that production cut into October also. And if need be, even Russia has already cut also some unannounced production cuts, but it will continue with that kind of a tight supply situation. So what I have seen this trend is that I see very well in 6 months time, we are going to see this crude oil again touching to $120 per barrel. This is going to be the reality, and 115. So if you look at this, last time it touched was in June 2022, aftermath of Russia-Ukraine conflict. The crude had reached 115 barrel. I am talking about crude, not Brent, because Brent is little bit some premium, so it touched around $120. So if you look at the crude, it will touch 115 in next 6 months time, even though despite of the worsening Chinese economic situation, and that is why the proactivism of the OPEC plus will come into picture. They will continue to cut, and even USA will be blah blah blah, but with their own policy of USA's, this currently Democrat government's policy, and European Union's policy of cutting back on all so-called fossil fuels and trying to push into down everybody's throat the unsustainable so-called this renewable energy kind of, this all this solar and wind, but it's not going to help, and untimely and without preparation, it is only going to worsen the situation for the poor countries like in South Asia, in Africa, what you call it, global south. So they are going to see the bad or the negative ramifications of this kind of undesirable pushing down the throat of this so-called green energy, this ghost of green energy. It is not going to help at all. It is actually going to worsen the economic condition and worsen the inflation basically. And who is going to suffer? Definitely these poorer countries or the developing so-called or least developed countries in the global south. It is not the Europe or the USA. And they will continue to push down their technology, their solar technology, their this green technology. But it is very, very, unplanned way of trying to push down the or cut down on the usage of fossil fuels. It is not going to, it is only going to boomerang. So this is what we are going to see, because I was looking at this chart and I can see that in next 6 months time we are going to see again that double top, means the crude reaching $115 per barrel. This is what, with the new support at $75, which has shifted a decade alone. Before, the support or the bottom price was around $60 per barrel. Now that bottom has moved to $75 per barrel. So you can see that shift. And in that last decade only, the push for the green technology has happened, which has made it much more this costly, the fossil fuel, because there is less and less investment happening in the exploration of new fossil fuel sources. That is where all this we are going to see. And this is only going to worsen the inflationary situation in the world everywhere. And that's why we are not going to see soon any interest rate coming down. We are going to see hardening of interest rate regime continuing for at least 1 year. And that is where this is the reality. And as I have predicted, you can look into this, because we are going to see that double top. So double top will definitely happen in the crude oil prices, and crude is all destined to reach to $115 per barrel. Sorry. So one can play into the energy sector. Definitely one can go long on this crude oil and energy companies. But I don't know about the India, because in India it happens that government will definitely come out with again the windfall taxes and some kind of a windfall profit taxes on the energy companies if the crude goes up as I have predicted to up to $115 per barrel. So you can look into this and for individual understanding about which stock to invest into or which particularly. So that is on a chargeable basis. You can contact me, and my email details are in the description box down below, and also my website is there. You can write to me, and that is on a chargeable basis. This consultancy regarding which particular stock or company is good or not good. And also I have a channel, Telegram channel, where I come out with the updates on the day-to-day or the regular basis regarding the economy, market, geopolitics. So that is also 𝗦𝗛𝗔𝗛 stock analyst. You can look into this, and if you like this video, you please subscribe and put a like and subscribe and share it with the maximum friends. That is what I just wanted to share my thoughts on this crude oil. See you once again with some other time with new ideas. Till that time, ciao from 𝗦𝗛𝗔𝗛.